Hello there, this is Jesse Coffee, and now it's time for me to do part 7 of my random VHS tape series. That's right, I actually found 10 tapes that I forgot I still had kicking around. All of these are from the companies that I did main collection videos for. I found them in one of those shelves where I store VHS tapes. It's actually a crate that originally belonged to Shamrock Farms. I actually have three crates from Shamrock Farms, two of which are ones where I store my vinyl LPs. One of them is where I store my VHS tapes, and quite a number of my audio cassettes. The audio cassettes I usually keep right in front of the VHSs on the shelf because I had enough that would make for a nice little passageway when I wanted to dig through when I want to get through my random tapes. Most of the tapes I have on that shelf are blanks, the VHS tapes that is, but I actually managed to find 10 that are not. And here are the 10 that are not blanks that I found. These include 2 tapes that I thought I had gotten rid of because they were in such a decrepit state by the time I moved into my new place, but I didn't. I know I got rid of some of them, but not those 2. But I remember getting rid of those 2, and I was sadly mistaken. Depending on your point of view, I was either sadly mistaken or thankfully mistaken. On that front, we'll get to those 2 tapes toward the end of the video. We're 2.5 minutes in, and I figure we should get a move on already. First tape. Tape number 1 is Christmas with Luciano Pavarotti on Video Treasures. This is a 1989 tape. Yeah, I got that focused. This, I read it on, I actually looked this, I actually flipped through back issues of People magazine on some, website with text articles, lifted from various magazines from all over the world that, I accessed with my library card. And told me that this was released, or this special was originally released on VHS in 1989. I don't know what label this was originally released on. But the tape is more commonly found in Video Treasures, and in fact often solely found in Video Treasures releases from 1989 and 1994. This would be the former. And as is common with Video Treasures tapes, it's in SLP mode. Next 3 are Paramount tapes that I forgot I still had. One of them is in this Memorex T120 VHS video cassette thing. Blue's Clues, Arts and Crafts from 1998. And, Orange Tape as, Nickelodeon and Nick Jr. tapes from the 90s came in. Well, Nickelodeon and Nick Jr. tapes from before 2000 came in those. I actually put a print date down there of June 12th, 1998, and this was printed during the 28th week of 1998. Took me a bit while to find this. Next, well, I keep this around because it's a 2006 VHS. It is Caillou, the Everyday Hero, which is a PBS tape that was distributed by Paramount. And 2006, so right toward the end of the VHS era is where we find this particular tape. And that's why I have it, I suppose. But I'm not gonna lie, I think we all regard Caillou with intense loathing. Well, the subject of Caillou, that is. Print date is February 22nd, 2006. That's a V, but depending on your eyesight, you could easily mistake that V for U, even though they clearly drew out a U in the print date area. Here's a Charlie Brown Christmas. Another copy of a Paramount release of it. This one's from '99, as you can tell, because there's a newer Viacom Myland label. I actually colored in the label of this tape when I was a kid. This was printed... I put a print date of February 25th, 1999 down there. And this was printed during the 45th week of 1999. Next are Fox tapes that I forgot I still had. One of them, The Hills Are Alive with The Sound of Music, which I actually watched on Disney Plus the other night. It was a very good film. A Hollywood classic, obviously. No explanation needed. No introduction needed for this, I suppose. For this movie. It's actually darker. The movie from what I saw at the time I saw it at Disney Plus is actually much darker. It's much more darker and much more serious than a lot of people remember it for being. A lot of people remember it for being this extremely whimsy and cutesy little thing with Julie Andrews, but it's actually much more serious than that, which is, come to think of it, part of how it won Best Picture in 1965. It's a 20th Century Fox Home Entertainment release from 1996, and so this is actually the first NTSC release of the entire film in SP mode on one tape, as you can see. And as you can see from that, it's a very long movie, which probably explains why over here it was mostly issued in 2 tape sets. Prior to this, it was entirely issued exclusively on 2 tape sets prior to this release. This was printed during the 30th week of 1996. Next, I have a very big release on Fox Video. So there were like multiple copies of this. I actually have one. I actually have one with all the promo stuff still intact, which you usually don't find in most copies. Independence Day, a Fox Video tape from 1996. And this was printed during the 44th week of 1996. It's actually this copy of the tape appears to have been chewed on at some point. You can I showed you the part where it obviously was chewed on. So, but my main copy of this one is in much better condition, obviously. And it helps that I've actually found it when it was factory sealed and unwrapped it in the update where I got it. Here's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, movie, yet another big release on from Fox Video. This time from 1995. This was spread during the 42nd week of 1995. Up next, Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego? Moon Dreams Split Up. Again on Fox Video. This is from 1995. I actually remember watching this series when I was in 8th grade at Roscrooge Elementary and Middle School. This was back in the 2012-13 school year. But I didn't watch it on one of these tapes. But when we watched it, it wasn't off one of these tapes. It was from a DVD that, well, I have trouble remembering the label it was on. I think it was Mill Creek who released this on DVD. Or it may have been some other company. I don't know. I suppose I'll have to look it up. This was printed during the 24th week of 1995, anyway. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. The 2 tapes that I thought I disposed of when I was going through my VHS collections in my new place one time in November 2020, and then, but it turned out I didn't. Turned out they were still in my house after all. I just didn't put them where I probably should have at the time. I've since replaced one of them with a better condition copy. I've yet to replace the other one with a better condition copy. Anyway, here are the 2 tapes. Trouble, please! But an imaginary drums because, but supply your own drum beats. First of them, Shrek 2! Classic, great sequel to the first Shrek movie. They're all great movies in my mind, but all the Shrek movies from my mind. I think I got this one for Christmas back in 2004. From memory. So it's been with me for a very long time. In fact, I'm pretty sure all these tapes have been with me for a very long time. This was printed on September 6, 2004. And in the UK, this got edited over there. This got edited in the UK. There was a scene in which Princess Fiona headbutts Prince Charming, who is the villain of the film. But the BBFC was concerned about kids actually imitating that little stunt in real life. They think of the children. You know. And so they replaced it with a neck chop. So the animators had to redo that scene. And it got replaced in the UK cut with a neck chop. And that went unnoticed until the film showed up on Netflix with the neck chop version. And a lot of people saw that and were like, oh, hold up. I thought she headbutted him. Well, actually, she did both. Come to think of it. Okay, and the last tape, the very last tape for part 7 of my random VHS series is the other tape I thought I got rid of, but it turned out I still had. Shark Tale, my very, 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 very beat up copy of the 2005 VHS of Shark Tale, which came out on February 8th, 2005, to be exact. I have a very early printing of it, however, from December 28th, 2004. But I suppose it's kind of appropriate that I have this rather beat-up copy of it, and I'll probably keep that one around, even if I do get a better condition copy, mainly for the historical, reference that I didn't even know it had until I looked it up on Wikipedia one day. Because when this came out, this was a very controversial movie back in 2004. Because it introduced a lot of things that were typical of gangster films to an animated film pitched at a family audience. Among them, most notably, were stereotypes of Italian Americans. In fact, this got picketed by a number and protested by a number of Italian American organizations around that time, which included the Columbus Citizens Foundation, the Orders of the Sons of Italy in America, the Italian American One Voice Coalition, and most notably, the Italic Institute of America, whose founder, John Mancini, was quoted as saying, "We are concerned about what preteens are learning from the outside world. They don't associate other groups as criminals. They only know Italians as gangsters. Our goal here is to de-Italianize it." DreamWorks did respond to the protest in one way. They actually what was it? Hold on. They actually changed the Peter Falk character's name in the film. In the script, the Peter Falk character was named Don Brizzi, and in the film, his name was changed to Don Feinberg. But Mancini, no relation to Henry, demanded that every other Italian thing in the movie be dropped as well, and was unsuccessful in getting everything else Italian changed in the film. Well, anyway, I've so much for all these tapes. As you can tell from the time that this video takes to unfold, I've rambled on about them way too long, and you're probably getting tired of my rambling on and on about them. So I'm just gonna shut up about them now, and I'll see you in the next video.